Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Family Podcast with your two favourite brothers. My name is Sammy.
My name is Don.
And we are the family. Today, we're going to be talking about the nature boy. Woo! 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 Not that nature boy.
Oh gosh.
So, today we're talking about a cult leader.
Well, we look for three things to form the core, the nucleus of what a destructive cult would be. Number one, is the leader the defining element and driving force of the group?
Guess what? We have a God. We have our Savior.
Yes.
And His name is Nature. Yes.
And he's having his followers do this new symbol, and he's attracted a literal harem of women who literally obey his every word. If he tells them to sit, they sit.
Yeah. This is our handshake. Remember this handshake. This is the handshake of our genetics. This is our handshake. Right here. 1, 2. Right here. You grab the thumb. Right there. The yin and the yang. It's a circle. Our hands do it. Harmony. Look at it. They naturally do it. And the other side is the spiral of life. Watch the third part. Ready? 3, 6, 9. The black man is God.
Black man is God.
The black man is God. Tell him.
The black man is God.
Oh, raw.
Yes, we're going into the jungle, like literally going into the jungle, yeah? So,
Lisa went to church today.
say no more. Okay, so this guy is called Eligio Bishop.
Okay.
And also goes by the name Nature Boy. He also goes by some other names such as Baba G, which I think is like Nigerian for father.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nigerians fact check me on that. And also the Free God. Okay. So he's been found guilty of 5 charges.
Eligio Bishop, also known as Nature Boy, was on trial for false imprisonment and 3 counts of sharing explicit content on social media. Prosecutors say the crimes happened while he was the leader of a cult called Carbon Nation.
That means he done some pretty heinous stuff.
In America, yeah, if you get back-to-back life sentences, yeah, or you get life plus anything additional,
it doesn't really make sense, does it? I mean, it makes sense for our English legal system, innit? Because life doesn't actually mean life.
It means 25 years.
Yeah, but if you give someone life and it actually means life, giving them an additional sentence is like just, I don't even know, innit?
How do you do that? How do you do that?
But it's for the record, and it's like, obviously there are different sentences, yeah. That come with different crimes. And that's just the math. So math is doing this beautiful thing.
What is the math?
What do you mean? If the penalty for something holds a life sentence, and then you have another life sentence, and then you are guilty of another crime which has a life sentence, the maths is that you do 2 life sentences.
But you can't.
No, but that's the maths. The math says that you gotta do 2 life sentences.
Brother, I don't know why you're so happy about this.
Guys, it doesn't make sense. Tell me it makes sense.
No, brother, it doesn't make any sense.
There's not much that's known about him. According to one of the earlier members, she says that he had a hard life in it. So his parents passed away when he was young. He then was with a foster family. There was some abuse that went on in the foster family. He went into various forms of what is essentially like selling his body. But that's what.
I've got a question for you. I don't usually ask questions, but do you feel like his life, as it's documented or as kind of given, is an excuse for his behavior? Like, do you think it can be used to excuse his behavior based on your own moral compass? No. All right, fair enough.
No.
So
I have sympathy for people who, or maybe not sympathy is the word. I have empathy for people who have had very difficult lives, because I feel like we can take for granted having a solid base, like coming home and your mum and your dad are there and your routine is set. You come in the door and your mum and dad are always there. I think we take that routine for granted because some people do not have that.
Oh yeah, no, facts.
And it's not even that sometimes they have an absence of that, they have an aberrant version of it. So they get home and they don't know whether their dad is gonna lose his rag and treat them like a punch bag. You don't know if like your mum or your dad or your uncle is gonna sneak into your bedroom this time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
and those things, they mess up your life and how you interact with people. And I think it's daft to negate that. But at the same time, there are laws and provisions in the countries that we live in that you're not allowed to break. Do you understand what I'm saying? Regardless of your upbringing. So he grew up in New York.
Yeah.
And then moved to Atlanta. He had some issues with the law. Then he seemed to turn his life around and got into like the barbering.
Okay.
Yeah, so became a barber, opened a shop.
Brother, where's the drama?
After the barber thing,
Okay, here we go.
he closed down the barber shop.
Okay.
He didn't renew his license. And he decided that he was making like a spiritual transformation.
Okay.
Here we go.
I say, as soon as I hit spiritual transformation, yeah. Alright, sorry, alright.
So they explained that he was heading to Honduras.
Okay.
And he was advising people to allow him to be their guide out of hell. And hell is a reference to America. Okay, because whenever somebody gets their spirit unlocked, they realize that the West has become infested with materialist things and has taken us away from our natural purpose. So he then obviously curates this group.
Okay. Did you go to Honduras with him?
Yeah.
I was gonna start at Guatemala, travel through Central America to South America, and then figured out where I wanted to be. And I was gonna vlog about everything that I'm doing. You guys gotta get out of there. This is the way you're supposed to live life. Woo, 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 woo. You know, we all got on the plane. It was beautiful. And it's like if you could think of me being guided and everything that I need came with me jumping out with faith. That's how I look at it now. Like, damn, yo. You know, I thought, I didn't know how, I didn't know what, but it all came together. I had a plan, and they say, you want to make God laugh? Tell her your plan.
One thing I will say is that this thing makes Love and Hip Hop look like an episode of Teletubbies.
Why? Because it's so drama-filled.
There's so many moving parts. There's a lady called Velvet who used to be his wife, but she didn't originally join to be his wife. She joined for another person.
Is this
and then
us getting into it?
No, we're not gonna listen. If I do that, this video, is gonna turn into a 3-hour H-bomber guy type video.
Hello and welcome back to hell.
Okay, so then the name changed to Melanation. Okay.
Oh, from Ethereum.
Yeah, the Ethereans.
Okay.
They called themselves Melanation.
Melanation in the building. We got the whole family there.
So essentially, he believes that the darker your skin, the more superior you are.
The group believe that living in the sunshine of the tropics can make them superior beings. But this belief seems to be based on a discredited racial theory that the darker a person's skin becomes, the more their intelligence increases.
So if you lack melanin, you are genetically retarded.
So why didn't you go to Sudan?
So he believes that the closer to the equator you are, the more melanated you get, and the more wisdom and the more wise you get. So that was his idea, yeah?
Okay, so how close to the equator did he get? We don't know.
Well, he lived in Central Latin America. Now, I don't know whether that was for money purposes, travel purposes, but you do make a good point that if somebody is claiming to go back to nature as a black person, like, why has none of your stops been in African countries? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point that you raised. I don't know. And then they changed their name to the most common iteration, which is what they're all known under now, which is Carbon Nation.
Reflection. Who are we? Carbonation. What is carbonation?
The Christ conscious.
Who are you?
Angels of the Most High. Divine angels of light.
Who am I?
The Honorable Master Teacher Nature Boy. Commander-in-Chief of the Earth Plane. My higher self.
I see.
And so some of the tenets of the group include nudism, exposing your body to direct sunlight, and being free and natural as man and woman.
So when you say one of the
intended.
tenets of the group, do you mean that like you have to be okay with nudism to be a part of the group?
You have to practice it.
Oh, you have to. Okay, so you have to be a nudist.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Take the claws off.
Wow.
Another one was not taking baths or showers unless it was in a...
Sorry, what? Brother, how are you just skipping over this?
So unless it was in a lake or a...
I'll say
a natural spring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no deodorant. You weren't allowed deodorant. You weren't allowed none of these.
I mean, they do say that you wouldn't need deodorant if you just ate clean.
That's what people say. Or when them walk past.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah. And then polygamy was a huge part.
Oh.
Now it didn't start that way. Essentially what happened was he would select people to be groups. Yeah. So like Velvet, the lady who later became his wife.
Yeah.
She joined because of another guy she was speaking to, and they formed an attraction, and then they were together. He put them together, like you two are, yeah. And then,
man said and then, but my head's already hurt. So wait. Just for the breakdown, yeah, I don't want to make this too long. He set someone up with someone, and then made that person his wife.
So yeah, so essentially what ended up happening was he set people up and then removed the women from that equation for his own personal usage.
You never take man's wife.
Yeah, so it's you know.
Imagine someone saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna put you with Roxanne, but I'm gonna remove."
Yeah, death to that. Everybody who came to the carbonation, let's just put it that way, they embraced him as like a god amongst men.
Guess what? We have a God. We have our Savior.
Yes.
And his name is Nature Boy.
Yeah. When he was arrested, people said like you've imprisoned the Messiah.
The black man is God.
The black man is God.
And y'all just locked up the Messiah.
That was their first mistake.
Especially in dynamics like this, you have an authority. And if that authority says jump, you say how high. And so when he says, that woman that you claim to love, she's mine now, you say, sweet, sweet, sweet.
Yes.
You say what?
So that was like a chant thing that they had. He used to make them say it, innit? Remember I told you it was a free god, didn't it? So that's what they say. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Because he would take people's money.
Huh?
So I literally gave my money to him.
How much money did you give?
Well, I just gave him my debit card. He was buying a lot of materialistic objects.
It's about how you use the material thing. It's not
Yeah,
about
of
what the
course.
material thing means.
But do you really need a ping pong table?
Do you need sportsmanship to foster brotherhood? Yes.
So he would take your money because you don't need it. Yeah, and you probably don't know what to do with it because you're not a messiah. You ain't got the brain, you see. There are reports that there was like STDs.
I want y'all to know, nature boys out there using knowledge, actual knowledge to manipulate people, to have sex with everybody. All of them over there have STDs. Yes, I know for sure. I have paperwork to back that up. They're not taking care of themselves. They don't have no medical. We're going to talk about all that on another day. But for right now, I want everybody to just keep themselves uplifted.
An additional thing I forgot to tell you is that they believe that you enter an abusive relationship with trees, yeah, if you don't do your poo-poos on the tree.
Wait. I'm actually tired.
You don't use the toilet?
Well, we really don't like using toilets. The soil belongs to the trees, and I'm in an abusive relationship with the tree if I'm not giving it back.
Yeah.
You enter into a what relationship?
An abusive relationship.
An abusive relationship with a tree.
Yeah. The tree gives you oxygen. It gives you lots of different things in it, and you just take from it. You're abusive, bro. You're an abusive person. The tree gives you all that damn oxygen, and you don't give back. And so that's what they had to do. They had to go outside, and they had to like.
Imagine living in. Where did they live?
So they lived all across Latin America. They lived
What?
in Honduras.
They lived in the jungle or like in modern community.
I think it was like in remote areas where they had access to trees and stuff.
Can't just like imagine like coming out of your thing and just seeing a human being just shitting by a tree.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
There
goes the neighborhood.
It's just not crazy. It's disgusting. it's unhygienic.
Yeah. So
how did he wipe his ass?
With the leaves, I guess, or maybe.
Oh, brother. Anyway, let's move on, brother.
So they obviously did that, and then they were all like communing together and sleeping together, and
so all just in the crew. You could just sleep with anyone.
So I'm not sure. I know that he was sleeping with everyone, but I don't.
Everyone,
like all of the women. I mean, I don't know if he was, because he tends to have one wife and then a bunch of concubines that he messes about with. Yeah.
Alright.
And options, remember?
Don't think that's what we said marriage, but yeah.
And so I know that he was like doing all of that stuff, yeah. But I don't know what kind of rules there were about guys. You know, like if he had taken a woman to be his royal concubine, yeah, could the other guys mess about?
I mean, it's only fair. Like you're mocking it.
Man said it's only fair,
brother. Let's put it like this, yeah. You hook me up, yeah, and I get married to this girl, yeah. You then take that girl off of me. What we got? I got nada.
She weren't yours, bro. It was just your turn.
And I get it, but then why can't I have my turn with somebody else?
Nah, but that's the God, isn't it? Once she had the God pole, is she gonna come back to your mortal flesh?
No, I'm not saying that. Why can't I go with someone else?
Oh.
Man did this. You are bucking it.
Yo,
Anyway, let's
keep
going.
Okay, so one of his most notorious takes here was he was explaining that he doesn't want any other people's children around him because one, he likes to be nude. Yeah?
Sounds sensible.
And also, he is very comfortable.
You know why I don't let kids around me, other people kids around me? Because the way I am. When I see my son, this is how I treat my son. We naked together. I take bath with my kids. I'm naked with my kids. I have sex in front of my kids. My son be breastfeeding and I'll be making love to his mama. That's how I get down around kids. I try to keep their purity. My son comes up and grabs my penis. I let him grab my penis. I say, yeah, look, you got one too. And he laughing, and the moment is over. It's pure. I make love to their mama right in front of them, like a real man.
This is just getting worse and worse by now.
Yeah, and he sort of says it because, you know, it's nature. He's got one, I've got one. That's it. It's in the moment. He could touch it, and then it's in the moment. Then it's done.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't have anything to say about this view.
So all of this was going on within the confines of the group.
Yeah.
They say it was a revolving door. People left, people came, people left, people came. However,
when you say people left, people came, was it the same people or new people?
So some people got kicked out and then returned. Yeah.
Oh.
However, I saw a video and this woman left. One of his wives, she left.
Okay.
Yeah. Then she came back and then she had to do some like humiliation ritual in front of all of them.
You gotta say for yourself.
I embarrassed myself. I embarrassed my family. I made an irrational decision in the moment out of emotions. And I want to apologize to my family, to y'all, because, of course, I did it a couple times. And this moment isn't special, but I just have to account for the shit I did. Take responsibility. Come back and face it.
No, let me get this straight. Because it sounds like you're not speaking from your heart, that you're just saying shit.
But everybody from the group who never left looking at her like,
wow,
damn disgrace. You had all of this judgment from the people who had never left before. So this is just a tip of the iceberg. I'm telling you this, I've tried to like condense it into a narrative, but there's so many different offshoots, there's so many different characters. There's a lady, a white lady from Canada who went there and her family thought she was missing, didn't know where she was. That, bro, this thing is mad, yeah? It will be literally a 3-hour documentary if we were to go through everything properly.
So
and we probably couldn't upload, yeah, for a couple months.
So if you want to find out the full story about the Nature Boy, do your own damn research.
So the reason that he essentially got caught, yeah, is that he gets like women, he orders women to slap other women in the group.
Eligio Bishop, also known as Nature Boy.
He slapped people as well. Like, he's been physically abusive to people.
This is crazy.
According to some of the accounts, yeah.
First of all, you think I'm gonna stand there and let some random person that somebody else has slapped
Bruv, there's videos of guys getting slapped. He's there, he's doing this live stream, says like melon, and someone's supposed to feed him a melon, yeah? And this young man feeds him a strawberry and gets slapped.
Did I ask for a strawberry? Bitch, did I ask for a strawberry? Huh?
No, my sweet.
Don't you ever in your motherfucking life give me no motherfucking strawberry unless I ask for one, motherfucker.
I just can't believe this stuff.
And so,
but then it makes you think like how psychologically broken does a person have to be to get to a point where another grown man could slap you and you're just upset.
You just endure it.
That's crazy, man.
But do you know what? I feel like there's a component of, do you remember Squid Game?
Yeah.
Where everybody says they want to go home.
Yeah.
And then they go home.
Yeah.
And they're like, I hate it here. And I would rather be competing and die for the game than be out here on my own. I feel like that's a component to this.
Oh, so like being part of a community.
Being part of a community, you have your own, you undoubtedly have your own lingo, you have your own like bonds and connections, and it's weird and it's hard and it's tough, but you got a community to get through it with, because on the outside, you're by yourself. You got to start from scratch, and you got somebody telling you, yeah, sometimes they tell you you're a rat and you're less than nothing, but sometimes they look at you and they say, you're God. This is a tip for like people who manipulate you, yeah? They usually spend a lot of time putting you down. However, they have moments
where they lift you up.
Remember we talked about Jodie Hildebrand, her niece talked about, there would be moments where she would be like caring. And that was just enough. That was like the water when you were in the desert. So anyway, going back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
He gets one of the women to slap another woman, yeah? She's like, I'm going home, yeah? And she leaves. And as a punishment for leaving, he leaks a sex tape of her online.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah? So now
he's nasty, but gone.
Yeah, so now the police get involved.
Yeah,
because revenge porn is a crime.
Yeah.
And so they start raiding and all of this thing becomes uncovered. And now he's doing life plus 10 years.
Do Do you know what, yeah? I always find these things quite interesting because I think to myself, some of these people set themselves up for failure. Now, I'm actually glad he got caught. From everything that I've heard in it, I just think it's wild, isn't it? But the fact that the only reason why he got caught is because he was dumb enough to put out revenge porn is actually a very scary thought.
But do you know what I've noticed? Guys like this, yeah, if you continually give them power and they go unchecked, they usually hang themselves. They usually get so comfortable in their power, yeah, because the judge called him a narcissist.
You know, I would have been inclined to exercise some discretion had Mr. Bishop shown any remorse, guilt, or regret throughout this process. And I saw nothing during the trial but for him laughing and cutting up and looking shocked and surprised at all of the testimony. Mr. Bishop, you're a master manipulator and probably the classic definition of a narcissist, like that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you continually give people like that power, they will actually believe that the world revolves around them, that they're untouched. Look what happened to Ghost. For those of you who watch Power.
Yeah.
I'm untouchable. I can't be stopped. I can't be pow. Then, do you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this what happens with a lot of these guys. They start talking more than they're supposed to talk. They start dehumanizing people, and at the end of the day, they get caught. But like we said, he's the result of somebody who's probably gone through trauma, a lot of traumatic things, and has never had anybody help him along the way or give him guidance. He got into a stage where people like devoured his body, you know, for what they wanted, for their pleasure, you know, and he was used as like some meat, bro. You know, it's sad on all parts, but at the end of the day, he has to be held responsible for his actions, you know, because that's the only way we can live our lives. What do you know about Nature Boy? What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments, and we will see you in the next episode. My name is Sammy.
My name is Don.
And we've been a family.
Bow.